1 electron volt is equivalent to A 1.6 x 10 joule, B 1.6 x 13 joule, C 1.6 x 16 joule, D 1.6 x 19 joule. The correct answer is 1.6 x 19 joule. Resistivity of electrical conductors is most affected by A. Pressure, B. Temperature, C. Composition, D. Aging. The correct answer is temperature. Wiedemann-Franz law correlates A. Electrical and thermal conductivities, B. Electron arrangement in shells, C. Temperature and photoelectric emission, D. All of the above. The correct answer is electrical and thermal conductivities. Holes and electrons move in opposite directions. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. The energy of one quantum of light equal to hf. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. For most metals Fermi level EF is less than A. 0.1 eV, B. 2 eV, C. 5 eV, D. 10 eV. The correct answer is 10 eV. The spins in a ferrimagnetic material are A. All aligned parallel, B. Partially aligned antiparallel without exactly cancelling out sublattice magnetization, C. Randomly oriented, D. All aligned antiparallel such that the sublattice cancels out exactly. The correct answer is partially aligned antiparallel without exactly cancelling out sublattice magnetization. The permeability of soft iron can be increased by A. Purifying it, B. Reducing carbon percentage, C. Alloying with cobalt, D. Increasing percentage. The correct answer is alloying with cobalt. All of the following elements have 3 valence electrons except A. Boron, B. Indium, C. Gallium, D. Arsenic. The correct answer is arsenic. What is the function of silicon dioxide layer in MOSFETs? A. To provide high input resistance, B. To increase current carriers, C. To provide high output resistance, D. Both A and C. The correct answer is to provide high input resistance. The modulation of effective base width by collector voltage is known as early effect, hence reverse collector voltage. A. Increases both A and B. Decrease both A and C. Increase A but decrease, D. Decrease A but increase. The correct answer is increase A but decrease. Covalent bond energy in germanium is approximately A. 3.8 eV, B. 4.7 eV, C. 7.4 eV, D. 12.5 eV. The correct answer is 7.4 eV. Which is correct for a vacuum tube? A. RPGM, B. RPGM, C. GMRP, D. RPGM. The correct answer is RPGM. A 2-bit binary multiplier can be implemented using A. 2IP only, B. 2IP XORs and 4IP and gates only, C. 2IP NOR and 1 XNOR gate, D. XOR gates and shift register. The correct answer is 2IP XORs and 4IP and gates only. Secondary emission results. A. When temperature of metals is raised to a level above the crystallization temperature. B. When metals are subjected to strong magnetic fields. C. When light rays fall on the metal surface. D. When a high velocity beam of electrons strikes as metal surface. The correct answer is when metals are subjected to strong magnetic fields. Ohmic range of carbon composition resistors is A. 10 to 100 ohms, B 10 to 10 k ohms, C 10 to 200 ohms, D 10 to 25 m ohms. The correct answer is 10 to 25 m ohms. The depletion layer consists of immobile ions. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. The output VI characteristics of an enhancement type MOSFET has A. Only an ohmic region, B. Only a saturation region, C. An ohmic region at low voltage value followed by a saturation region at higher voltages, D. An ohmic region at large voltage values, preceded by a saturation region at lower voltages. The correct answer is an ohmic region at low voltage value followed by a saturation region at higher voltages. A sample of N-type semiconductor has electron density of 6.25 x 1018 cm 3 at 300 K. If the intrinsic concentration of carriers in this sample is 2.5 x 1013 cm 3 at this temperature, the hole density works out to be A 10.6 cm 3, B 10.8 cm 3, C 10.10 cm 3, D 10L2 cm 3. The correct answer is 10.8 cm 3. Mobility is directly proportional to Hall coefficient. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. N-channel FETs are better as compared to P-channel FET because A. They are more efficient, B. They have high switching time, C. They have higher input impedance, D. Mobility of electrons is more than that of holes. The correct answer is mobility of electrons is more than that of holes. An N-channel depletion type MOSFET has A. Lightly doped P substrate and highly doped N source and drain, B. Highly doped P substrate and highly doped N source and drain, C. Highly doped P substrate and lightly doped N source and drain, D. Lightly doped N substrate and highly doped N source and drain. The correct answer is lightly doped P substrate and highly doped N source and drain. In JFET, avalanche breakdown occurs when VDS22V and VGS0. If VGS1V, the avalanche breakdown will occur at A. VDS22V, B. VDS more than 22V, C. VDS equal to or more than 22V, D. VDS less than 22V. The correct answer is VDS less than 22V. The density of states, i.e. number of states per eV per M3 in the conduction band for energy level E is proportional to AE, BE, CE 1.5, DE 2. The correct answer is E. A p-type material has an acceptor ion concentration of 1 x 1016 per cm3. Its intrinsic carrier concentration is 1.48 x 1010 cm. The hole and electron mobilities are 0.05 m2 v sec and 0.13 m2 v sec respectively. Calculate the resistivity of the material. A 12.5 cm, B 1.25 cm, C 0.125 cm, D 125 cm. The correct answer is 1.25 cm. Resistivity is a property of a semiconductor that depends on A. The atomic weight of the semiconductor, B. The atomic number of the semiconductor, C. The atomic nature of the semiconductor, D. The shape of the semiconductor. The correct answer is the atomic nature of the semiconductor. Operating point signifies that A0 signal IC and VB, B0 signal IC and VCE, C0 signal IB and VCE, D0 signal IC VCE. The correct answer is 0 signal IC and VCE. Figure represents A tunnel diode, B Zener diode, C photodiode, D photosensitive diode. The correct answer is Zener diode. The factor N in the equation for calculating current for a silicon diode is A1, B2, C2.5, D2 for low levels of current and 1 for high levels of current. The correct answer is 2 for low levels of current and 1 for high levels of current. And LED is A an ohmic device, B a display device, C a voltage regulated device, D all of the above. The correct answer is a display device. An enhancement mode MOSFET is on when the gate voltage is A 0, B positive, C high, D more threshold value. The correct answer is more threshold value. For the N-type semiconductor with NP and P, the hole concentration will fall below the intrinsic value because some of the holes A drop back to acceptor impurity states, B drop to donor impurity states, C virtually leave the crystal, D recombine with the electrons. The correct answer is recombine with the electrons. For a junction FET in the pinch-off region, as the drain voltage is increased, the drain current A becomes 0, B abruptly decreases, C abruptly increases, D remains constant. The correct answer is remains constant. To avoid thermal runaway in the design of an analog circuit, the operating point of the BJT should be such that it satisfies the condition A VCE VCC, B VCE VCC, C VCE VCC, D VCE 0.78 VCC. The correct answer is VCE VCC. For a MOS capacitor fabricated on a p-type semiconductor, strong inversion occurs when A surface potential is equal to Fermi potential, B surface potential is greater than Fermi potential, C surface potential is V and equal to Fermi potential in magnitude, D surface potential is V and equal to twice the Fermi potential. The correct answer is surface potential is V and equal to twice the Fermi potential. The primary function of a clamper circuit is to A suppress variations in signal voltage, B raise VE half cycle to the signal, C lower VE half cycle of the signal, D introduce a DC level into an AC signal. The correct answer is raise VE half cycle to the signal. Breakdown in dielectric may be A electrical breakdown, B thermal breakdown, C electrochemical breakdown, D any of the above. The correct answer is any of the above. AE 139 is A tunnel diode, B germanium power transistor, C photoconductive cell, D silicon diode. The correct answer is germanium power transistor. The function of an oxide layer in an IC device is to A123, B134, C234, D412. The correct answer is 412. The passage of current in an electrolyte is due to the movement of A electrons, B molecules, C atoms, D ions. The correct answer is ions. In a CE bipolar transistor operating in active region, collector current is independent of A VCE, B IB, C both VCE and IB, D none of the above. The correct answer is VCE. When a normal atom loses an electron, A the atom loses one proton simultaneously, B rest of the electrons move faster, C the atom becomes a positive ion, D. The atom becomes a negative ion. The correct answer is the atom becomes a positive ion. The main purpose of using transformer coupling in a Class A amplifier is to make it more A. efficient, B. less costly, C. less bulky, D. distortion-free. The correct answer is distortion-free. The effective channel length of a MOSFET in saturation decreases with increase in A. gate voltage, B. drain voltage, C. source voltage, D. body voltage. The correct answer is gate voltage. Which of the following element does not have 3 valence electrons? A. boron, B. aluminium, C. gallium, D. phosphorus. The correct answer is phosphorus. Which of the following is used in the sterilization of water? A. hydrogen bromide, B. oxygen, C. ozone, D. caustic potash. The correct answer is ozone. Electrons within a metal have energy levels from 0 to Fermi level EF. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true.